So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the second trimester of pregnancy. I feel like there's so much to say about the second trimester in comparison to the first. I'm going to go through how I've been feeling, any appointments I've had, what products I've been using, and 10 things I find really important about the second trimester. So I'm going to be talking about the good, the bad, and the ugly. Now, starting with the ugly is how I was feeling. When you're pregnant with a boy, they say you glow with a boy, and when you're pregnant with a girl, they say the girl steals all of your beauty. And I could not agree with that more. So people keep saying to me, oh my God, Liz, you're glowing. And I just don't feel glowing. I'm not able to wear makeup. I tried to put makeup on recently where I was feeling so ugly. My skin was dry. I got loads of spots around my mouth. I just didn't feel nice at all. I didn't want to look in the mirror. I didn't like what I saw when I did look in the mirror. I tried to put makeup on. It crumbled off my face. And I was just like, this is just great. Not only do I feel ugly, but I can't even do anything about it to make myself feel better. I was going to a wedding and I put fake tan on. I'm a bit of a fake tan wearer. I put it on and it just crumbled off my skin. It just wasn't sitting right. So I'm now currently 6 months pregnant, and for the last 4 months, I've not been able to wear makeup or fake tan. So what you see now is what you'll see until the end of my pregnancy. But I have been using the Weleda Skin Food cream on my face, which has been making me feel a little bit better. So that's how I've been feeling physically. Now I'm going to talk to you about how I've been feeling mentally. Again, the good, the bad and the ugly. This is the bad and the ugly. It's not been good. I feel like I've come out the other side now. But I would say probably for the entire second trimester, up until maybe a week or two ago, I was not feeling good. I wasn't feeling happy. I was feeling really low. My mood was so low. I was feeling sad some days. Like I would wake up every day happy, but then the smallest inconvenience or the smallest thing that Christopher would do would just wind me up so much. I was so irritable, and then I would just snap at him, probably be really mean to him. In my head, I'm like, he's being so annoying. Like, I need to tell him he's being annoying. He's probably doing something that he does every single day that I don't usually notice. But then we were arguing because I wasn't being very nice.
Because Father Christmas is not being very nice to me.
And although he was giving me a grace period because I'm pregnant, I was still hurting his feelings and it was still upsetting him. So then we were bickering, which was then upsetting me more. And it was just a constant spiral effect. Then on top of that, we are quite sociable people. We're always getting invited to stuff. Everyone was drinking, having fun around me. I'm happy not to drink. I'm growing a baby. That is my main focus at the moment, not alcohol. But it made me feel so distant. I felt so disconnected from all of my friends. Even when they tried to talk to me, in my head, I'm thinking, they don't really care what I'm saying. They don't really want to know what I'm talking about. I just felt the odd one out. I just felt no one wanted me there. I didn't want to be there. And then it just brought me to some real low points. I reached out to my midwife centre and they put me in contact with the mental health specialist midwife, and we spoke over text message, which I found really helpful because sometimes I struggle talking about how I'm feeling face to face with someone, and I would forget things or they wouldn't come out right, or I'd just say the wrong thing. So it was really nice to be able to text. We set up a meeting and I went to the hospital and met her one evening, and she was really lovely, and she just got to know me, got to know how I was feeling. And then I told her that I did hypno with Roman, my first baby. And she just said, look, let's take it back to basics. You know, hypnobirthing worked for you with your first baby. It made you happy. It calmed you. It relaxed you. When you're getting into one of these moods, if you've had a row with Christopher or if you're in a social situation that you're feeling uncomfortable in, just take it back to basics. Have a bath, do some hypno, do some meditating. And I've been doing that ever since I had that meeting with her. And my God, it has really brought me back to life again. I would say that mental health after baby is spoken about so hugely. Postnatal depression, baby blues, that sort of stuff. Everyone talks about it. No one talks about antenatal depression and mental health whilst pregnant. But it's a thing. This is why I was so scared at the beginning to go and speak to my midwife, because I just thought they're going to think badly of me. Like, I'm having a baby, I'm pregnant, I'm growing life, and I feel so low. But I'm telling you now, it's normal, and a lot of women go through it. So if you're feeling that way, go and speak to someone. She really brought me back to life. So thank you, Amy. One thing she did say, and Christopher and I have spoken to a lot of our friends and family that have boys and girls, and we've just said to them, like, did you experience different pregnancies with your boy and with your girl? And every one of them has said yes. Like, when you're pregnant with a girl, you basically have 2 sets of hormones, which is wild, but that's probably why it makes you a bit wild, and irritable, and all of those emotions. So yeah, a lot of friends and family that we've discussed it with have said they absolutely loved being pregnant with the boy, happy, and then with the girl they were just super irritable, and yeah, just a bit. So yeah. So now I'm going to go through 10 things I think are really important about the second trimester. Number 1, moisturise. Moisturise your belly. With Roman, I didn't get any stretch marks because I moisturise like 3 times a day. It's a little bit harder when you have got a toddler and you're pregnant, but everything's a little bit harder when you've got a toddler and you're pregnant. But yeah, moisturise as much as you can. If you go upstairs to the toilet and little one is occupied or in bed, just quickly put some cream on. And not just your belly, like do your whole bump, but also do your boobs because they're growing as well. Do the insides of your arms here. One place I would say is really important is in between your legs, because I have noticed that I've got 1 stretch mark come through there. So now I'm really vigilant about putting it on in between my legs. So moisturise as much as you can. 2, wear men's underwear. Now that sounds really weird, but I watch a lot of YouTube videos and girls are talking about their second trimesters and what's comfortable and like this sort of stuff. And they're all like, buy yourself bigger underwear, da, da, da. No. Ask your boyfriend / husband for a couple of pairs of their boxers. You won't regret it. It's honestly, I've been sleeping in Christopher's boxers. He's actually said I can keep them now. So even after I've had this baby, they're just going to be my PJs. They're so comfortable and you can rest them under the bump. So yeah, that's a really good piece of advice. Number 3 would be pregnancy pillow. So I was kindly gifted a pregnancy pillow from Dream Genie. It's incredible. It goes around you and it's so comfy. Like it goes through the leg if you need it to. You can use it as a pillow and through there. Oh, it's just so good. It's so comfy. So before I got that, I was using a pillow up here, and then I was having to cuddle a pillow, and then I was also having to put a pillow in between my legs as well. So now I've got this. It just does. It's like a 3-in-1. When you've had baby, it doesn't need to be thrown away. Keep it, and it can double up as a feeding cushion for baby. You can just rest them in there. Number 4, drink lots of water. I've been drinking so much water. I got kindly gifted a belly bottle, which I'll pop a little photo up here, and it's so cool. It keeps me really motivated because you get a little sticker every week to put on about how many weeks pregnant you are. And it also tells you how big the baby is, which is really cute. And it says drink 3 of those a day, so I really try my best. And then my cousin also bought me one of those Stanley Duke cups, which is gigantic. And so yeah, literally wherever I go, I've probably got both of them with me. But it's really good for me, it's really good for baby, and it's really good for stretch marks as well. If your body's kept hydrated, fingers crossed the stretch marks won't creep in. So yeah, enjoy some water. Right, number 5, lots of baths, meditating and hypnobirthing. I wasn't doing it so much in the first trimester, but I've really thought I needed to in the second trimester, so I've gone back to that and it's really helping me out. There's so many changes that happen to your body in the second trimester, life, hormonal, identity. So it's really nice to use meditation just to ground you a little bit. So number 6, I think this is a really important one. So my best friend just had a baby girl I think she's about 3 months old now. And she said to me, from her second trimester, she was listening to positive birth stories, and she'd listen to one every single day up until the day she went into labour. And I found that really interesting. I've not heard that advice before, and so I've been doing that as well. I just go onto YouTube and listen to one, or if I'm out in the car, I'll just listen to a podcast of a positive birth story. So I think that's really nice advice. Number 7 would be to have a plan for birth and not just wing it. So second trimester is when you can start to think about it. So plans don't always go to plan, and that's why people say, I'm just going to wing it. But my advice would be not to wing it, because in the situation of labour, you aren't always coherent in order to answer questions. So if the midwives or doctors or whatever need to ask a question, you're so away with the fairies or so in pain that you may not be able to answer the questions. But if you have got a birth preference where they can just reference that, when they come onto their shift, they'll look at the preference and then they'll just sort of, yeah, that's fine, and there might be questions on there that they would have asked you, but they won't need to ask you, and it's sort of like a stress that gets taken away from you. Your partner will be your brain in labour, really, and so you can also go through the birth preferences with your partner, your birthing partner, whoever that may be, and they'll be able to answer the questions for you as well. So I personally will be making a plan, and it'll be my birth preferences. So number 8 is rest and sleep. I remember in my 3rd trimester, I didn't get much sleep because I got pregnancy insomnia. I think it's like your body's way of preparing you for when the baby gets here, and it stops you going to sleep. So you could be so tired, you lay down and you're just wide awake. And then the 4th trimester, when baby's here, you're sleep deprived because that baby is feeding every couple of hours. So the 3rd trimester and the 4th trimester are not going to be times where you get much rest at all. So me personally, I'm taking all the naps I can get in the 2nd trimester. Number 9 is kicking starts. So I have anterior placenta, which just means the placenta's on the front of my stomach. And I had the same thing with Roman as well. Midwives did say to me a few times that kicking may be delayed, or you might not feel it as strong. But my God, I'm feeling it more than ever with this baby. It's so reassuring. You feel them kicking and you just know that they're all right in there. They're all safe and happy. Last thing I would say is, in your 2nd trimester, you're probably going to start to talk about baby names with your partner. My advice here, number 10, would be, if you're easily led, keep your names to yourself. And if you do come up with a name and you think that's the one, I find that you can really bond with baby when they're in your belly from 2nd trimester, because you can feel the kicks and you've got a name for them. So yeah, but yeah, keep your name to yourself if you're easily led. If you're not, and you know you're set on it no matter what anyone thinks, go ahead, tell everyone. But yeah, for me personally, I'm keeping it to myself. So lastly, I just want to talk about some of the products I've been using. For my face, I think I already mentioned I've been using Weleda Skin Food. So where I'm not able to wear makeup at the moment, it's sort of brightening my face slightly wearing this. It's just lovely. It's quite thick, it's quite heavy, but it's in a good way. It's just really nice. Like, I'll scrape my hair back like this and then put the Skin Food on my face, and I just feel ready to go out. So yeah, that's a big one. I love that one. I've been using the Weleda Stretch Mark Oil on my belly, and obviously all around, like I said, and also the Weleda Stretch Mark Body Butter. That is so nice and it smells amazing. The Weleda Lip Balm is so good. That's another go-to when I'm like going out and I obviously can't wear makeup. So I'm like, hair scraped back, Weleda Skin Food on, and Weleda Lip Balm on my lips, and then I'm good to go. Loving all those products. If you're pregnant and thinking about getting one of the Dream Genie pregnancy pillows, which I cannot recommend enough, if you go onto their website, I'll pop it down below, and type in the code Roman15, you'll get 15% off, and that code is valid until the 31st of August, so get in quick. All the products I've spoken about in today's video, I've added to our Amazon storefront, and it's all linked down below in the description. If you're expecting baby as well and you want to follow my journey, go over to my Instagram account. I'll link it just below here. I post about pregnant life and pregnant toddler mum life and family life and days out and stuff. So this is my bump at 25 weeks and 3 days. And this is the dress I wore to Roman's gender reveal party that I'm now wearing with my baby girl.